One of those things that you try to understand is how people can read something, a text, and then completely disregard it because they have their own little hidden agendas. Here's an example. You can actually read in the Bible that Jesus had bronze skin, wool hair, and how long America didn't let us know that like all of this took place in Africa. Again, that's not nobody's fault but ours for not reading. But it's also those people that completely depict this man as being white with straight hair and blue eyes. Before somebody says something, I'm trying to clear something up on my face. Calm down. But it's also the same thing I've seen in Latin America, I've seen in Spain. It's just that everyone has this idea that this God that they all worship has some type of way of looking like them. And it's kind of crazy how people view this because he from Africa. If anything, if he gonna look like any other person than black, he gonna be Arabic. But the whole Christianity movement, the whole thing for me doesn't make sense. It's a, if you ask me, it's a bunch of bullshit. And I'll tell you why. I remember when I was younger and I used to go to church and there was the pastor and his son. Now his son was visibly gay. He played the piano. He was visibly gay. So one time I asked him because he preached against his son like literally every fucking Sunday. He would say something about homosexuals going to hell and that's against sin, that's sin, and blah 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 blah. Didn't make sense to me every week. You looking at your son and telling him how he going to hell. So one time I asked him a simple question. I said, I have a question because I had stopped going to church at this time. And I had told him, I said, I got a question. If you can answer the question, I'll come back to church. So he says to me, he's like, what's the question? And I said, okay, you said God created everything, right? Yes, God created everything. And you told me, like, from he created the world in 7 days and that he died for our sins and that he is mainly the reason that we are here. Very good, Jacques. You've been really listening in church. So tell me why or who it says more about that your God made your son for you to ridicule him every Sunday without any thought about it. Have a good day, Jacques. And that was literally the conversation that I had at this age. And I remembered it because I remember my grandmother being very upset at me on why I would ask these questions. And I remember just asking myself, like, these things need to be asked because these people don't get challenged. They're not often challenged. And for him to not have an answer, mainly probably because I was a kid and he thought, oh, he's a teen, but I don't have to answer him. But it was a simple fact that he could not answer that question to me. And even further, why do y'all always think that God is a man when there are women giving birth to nations?